So, gonna try my another out the box here with the microphones, doing things different. I have a new phone mount with the thing facing me so that the cord is no longer torqued. We'll see how this goes because I just got in a new order from BBTS. This came in a little bit earlier than I expected, and it's a thing from ThreeZero. You can see there, it's reverse. Don't like the noise I just heard. Also, it's my first time seeing it in a ThreeZero package, which isn't the best boxes, if I'm honest. So this is their shipper that would go out to BBTS, and then they just basically threw this in a box. So one of, I believe, 1,000 figures, because the original one I bought or didn't bought pre-ordered, but then changed it when this one was announced. This is the new piece of cardboard. This is the new Green Ranger. New Green Ranger. That's the Matt Cook version from the comics. So this is a fully kind of realized version, as though he would be in the show. Pretty interesting how they came about. So after Green Ranger Tommy lost his powers, and then before they necessarily had the White Ranger, Billy decided to start working with Promethea and Grace Sterling to reignite the Green Ranger's powers using the dagger of the Psycho Green Ranger. I know, that's a lot. Also, for those who haven't read the comics, Psycho Green, yes, there was a Psycho Green from the comics. The original set of Earth Power Rangers, which includes Grace Sterling, fought the Green Ranger on the moon. Most of them were killed, with the exception of Grace and her right-hand man. And then they went from there. So basically, I don't like the fact that I'm hearing stuff rattling in here. So that means something probably came loose. Maybe it's just the hands moving around in there. So this is going to be cool. All right, so picture. There we go. And by the way, I'm doing this here instead of over there or out there, where things got a little dicey last time. Green Ranger. Now, he does come with the same kind of stuff the original Green Ranger did. Sword of Darkness, because, of course, he got corrupted at some point. But they didn't give him the red eyes and the visor. That would have been cool. But they do give him the new modified Dragon Dagger. Now, the difference here is that they resurrected his powers using the dagger of the Psycho Green, but that tapped into Chaos energy, which is a bit different. So that's why he looks different. And in effect, looks a little bit like Lord Draken, which is interesting. So the funny thing is, in all of the comic book stuff that we were getting from Hasbro in the Lightning collection, they did not get around to making us a Matt Cook. And there's also a thing, because this one is based off of the Bat in the Sun Green Ranger that they did for short videos. That's the thing there. Here's the instructions. Don't think there's anything necessary. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to turn the camera around and see how well this goes. Okay, so I don't know where my settings are. Let's go with that for now. Okay. So here is the new Green Ranger, all packaged up. Lean back a little bit. And then there's the original flavor Green Ranger right there. So we have the new Dragon Dagger, obviously Ranger here. Sword of Darkness is going to be behind you in the packaging. It's going to be exactly the same as the original Sword of Darkness, so I don't care. Probably going to even leave it in the packaging. But the interesting thing about his design is the Dragon Shield, totally different. He's got the ridges on the helmet, all new gloves, all new boots, and this new Chaos striping. So that's the difference with this version. The original one I had on pre-order was the glow-in-the-dark, like ultraviolet version, where the chaos energy actually would glow in the dark. I felt like that was kind of pointless. As soon as they announced that this one was coming, I was like, okay. But for the same price, you could get a 1 of 500 or a 1 of 1,000, figure. So I said, you know what? I don't need the super special one that probably will cause issues over time. I'm going to go for the one that's fairly normal. Okay, I think the first time of me looking at these size figures here. I might have to actually zoom out. Can I? Thought I could in pro mode, but now it's like being dumb. Thought I could zoom out, but maybe I can't. Oh, I guess I have to go to switch to an ultra wide lens. Hold on. Okay. Switch to a wider camera angle. Alright, let's get the bag off his head. Oh, it's weird because his neck bit is green, not white. That's interesting. I never considered that. Hopefully we don't lose any green paint like we did for White Ranger and Green Ranger. And I like how there's a slight difference in the paint tone in the gold. Oh wow, he has no foot articulation at all. Oh, it's in there, but the boot is covering it all. Wow, okay. That's new. That's a new thing. Okay, and he has a non-adjustable belt because it's attached to his body. Okay. Already seeing some differences. Alright, so let's set him over here right quick. I want to pull out the new Dragon Dagger because this thing is cool. And once again, don't really care about the Sword of Darkness, so I'm going to leave that in there for now. Alright. Oh yeah, that is definitely new. So the Psycho Ranger's dagger was curved, and so that it had that effect on the Dragon Dagger, making it look pretty different. And at first in the comics, I thought that was a totally different thing, but nope. Oh yeah, I don't have focus in this mode. What the heck? Interesting. Okay. So either way, let me show the whole Ranger right quick, and then I'll do up close of differences and stuff. Also, it's interesting that completely different gold paint. This is something we saw in other lines, which I find funny. So yeah, there he is. Let's bring over the standard Green Ranger affair. Nope. Okay, one's trying to fall forward, the other one's trying to fall back. I will say this idea of the locked-in foot into the boot, kind of dig it compared to old loosey ankles over here. So you can really see the difference in the helmet. It's almost exactly the same with the exception of the crest. Obviously the shield is pretty different. This middle bit is the same, but then it gets the flared out edges, very similar to Lord Draken, which I find interesting. Then we get the new arm cuffs. Obviously the gauntlets are incredibly different, or greaves, or whatever you want to call them. Those aren't greaves. I think greaves go on legs. Bracers, I guess. And then totally different feet. Though here's the interesting thing. One is on the stand, the other one is not, and they're the same height. Weird. Okay, switching cams back. Okay, so as I was saying, it is interesting that original flavor Green Ranger, whose knees are only ever so slightly bent, they're exactly the same size, despite one being on a stand and the other not. Also, interesting how loud my computer's being right now. Alright, so let's look at the Dragon Dagger. I'm going to come down with it. Alright, so original flavor, dagger, new version. Slightly bigger, actually. And once again, the gold paint. A little bit nicer, but the old Green Ranger is an older figure, but it is funny that this looks a lot like almost like the Bandai Gold is slightly browner, and this is slightly brighter. Also, the fact that this nice texture goes away would have been interesting to see that in there. Part of me does wish I got the UV version, but I'm kind of okay with not spending the extra dough for it. There we go. Now we can see the differences in that gold a little bit nicer. Yeah, there we go. That stands out. Okay, so presumably he comes with the exact same set of hands. Yeah, looks like it. Holding hands, flute playing hands, aggressive hand. So I'm going to go with an aggressive hand and dagger holding hand. Come here. Come here, buddy. And then once again, Sword of Darkness. It's like, I'm just not keen on the Sword of Darkness. Like, honestly, as cool as it is, it's like just not necessarily worth it, in my opinion. Okay, so we'll go with just this hand. And I realized you guys can't see what I'm doing. And then that one came off real easy. Alright, so... Oh, I didn't realize, like, the actual buttons are a little bit different. Interesting. Okay, so I want to hold it like this. And because I don't want to damage anything, I'll very carefully insert into the hand. Make sure those buttons aren't going to snap off. Oh, it's definitely holding it tight, so that's a good thing. Okay. It's an odd-shaped weapon because of the fact that it is technically also a flute. What is she singing about? Okay, so there's that. And well, let's turn that. And wait, is it meant to? Oh, it is meant to be this way. So these don't face that way. Interesting. Okay. I would have thought that you could do that number with it. I would assume you can. On these armbands are riding down. Okay, so let's just turn that. There we go. That works. Okay. I bet the sheath is probably the same. Yeah, it looks like it. So that's fine. Although I am concerned that, like, the gorget area of the neck is green and not white. I don't think I ever realized that in the design. Huh. Yeah. At least that's how it is on the figure, on the box. That's interesting. Would not have guessed that, to be totally honest with you. Okay, so I kind of have him in dagger playing mode here, but because of the way that it flat out does not hold things, like, you gotta kind of tighten it up. There's no good way to get it to his mouth. Oh, well, I stand slightly corrected. Okay, so fists, go away, and all that is good. But he does look fantastic. It's the same morpher that I can tell. And as a comics original character in design, I think it's pretty neat. So, like, he doesn't have the same seam down the middle. I think it's technically a slightly different green. Like, maybe just slightly. Seems like it's got a lot of blue to it. Okay, so here's a problem. Greeny boy here is tilting forward. Okay, so that's problematic. This is actually loose. That's not supposed to be loose. That is supposed to be very tight up in there. And it's leaning forward with him. Okay, this is what happens when you buy $5 friggin' stands. I need the ones that go around the waist instead of up in the crotch. That would probably fix my problem. Because much like the actual smaller 1/12 scale figures, the feet just absolutely suck. And for the most part, any of my Rangers who have fallen, that's exactly why. I hope there's no, like, oxidation happening here, which is a problem on gold paint sometimes. This actually barely looks painted. This looks like it's clear-coated plastic. Feels a lot more It's painted, but just barely. I bet that's very close to the actual gold plastic color. Oh, here we go. Trying to knock over his predecessor. As well you should. He's evil. He's evil, Green Ranger. And you're a good Green Ranger up until you're not. So the other thing is with Matt was the first one to ever publicly come out as a Power Ranger because they needed. This is when Zed took over and locked down Angel Grove, and Promethea wanted to establish trust in people. And because the Green Ranger was trapped inside this energy dome with everybody to protect them, he took off his helmet to try to get people to trust the Power Rangers again. Okay, so yeah, this is the problem. Is that this guy does not rest like it should. And the fact that it leans forward is even worse. So yeah, I need to set a new stands probably. I just bought more. But it is interesting that they're the same height, which means that this body book is a different height entirely. But the fact that the feet are completely molded into this is interesting. Okay, so same ratcheted knees. Also the fact that the glued on painted bit around the body that is form fitting. That's the bit that would glow in the dark. Oh, I don't like that. That's bad. That's stretching. Okay, he is not going to do the splits. Okay, note to self: no aggressive poses, because that will stretch out the part of the crotch right there. That's bad. Let's not do that. Okay, so let's turn here. Oh, that is a difference that the eyes on the dragon helmet are, well, that happens. Crap. The eyes on the dragon helmet are red, not black, to match the gem. Interesting that that's the way they went with that. Okay. One of those details that I don't think I ever noticed. Also, by the way, it did come with an upgraded Dragon Zord in the comics. Okay, I gotta move the camera right quick. Okay, come here. Okay. Alright. So, yet again, another faulty bit of engineering here. Make sure that hand gets plugged on nicely, and then that covers up there. So let's tilt that whole hand and like really get that up. Yeah, once again, making sure these armbands are where they should be. I don't know which way this hand is pointed. Okay. Where's the elbow? All right. It's so funny. The white neckline is the thing that bothers me the most. And I think it's because I don't think I ever noticed that detail. Oh, man. That fabric's already got a run in it. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do splits or anything. And ankle rocker has been effectively neutralized, so we got to get a good stance on him on his own. So, either way, as the new Green Ranger, I digs it. I do digs it. It stands out just enough to be different, but I like that it still plays into some of the other stuff, like even the modifications to Draken's shield when he combines the Green and White Ranger powers. You know, even a little bit of the detail, like the extra bit on the helmet, also a little bit reminiscent of Draken. Same thing with the red eyes, if I recall correctly. The black dragon coin, so to speak, gives him red eyes on his helmet. But yeah. So wait, where is he height wise then? If we put the boots together, oh, he's actually taller. Interesting. All right. I do feel like the helmet needs to be a slightly different green. in my opinion. Also, I feel like if they were gonna do a, oh, actually, that's a better position. I like that. Let's go with this. Let's see. Can I get a slightly different angle with that dagger? Cool. I digs it. Okay, so he'll look good with the Green Ranger and White Ranger as well. So either way, that's gonna be it for this out the box, guys. It's nothing too crazy with these 6 scale Ranger figures that are, well, almost identical to the little ones in issues, except for the fact they cost 6 times as much in some cases. Like these special limited edition ones, they're like $130. The regular ones are like 90. So there's that. Like that guy should have been like 90 to 100. And if you go out the entire 6-pack, it was like $570. Okay, but yep. Green Ranger 2 done. Now if I can actually get a Lord Draken without paying like $700 for it, I would be happy. But not likely.